Hey, you know what? Time now for today's Math in the News. All right, in studio with us, we have Carter Beardsley. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice to have you in studio with us.
Thank you for
So,
having me.
Carter, you were with the Kern Literacy Council.
I am, yes.
So, first of all, can you explain to viewers what the Kern Literacy Council is?
Sure. So the Kern Literacy Council is a nonprofit organization here in Kern County that is dedicated to improving people's lives through literacy education.
And there's no age at this, right?
Nope.
So, as soon as somebody wants to learn anything about reading, they can become part of this.
They can. We have lots of different programs at the Kern Literacy Council. We have some that are directed for adults, like our tutoring programs.
Okay.
But I am the chairman of our youth committee, which focuses directly on youth literacy.
Okay, and youth literacy, talk to us a little bit about that. So what are some of the responsibilities you have in your role with this?
So as the youth literacy chairman, I oversee a couple of different programs alongside my other committee members. We have a team of about 10 of us.
Okay.
And we oversee a couple programs, including our book vending machine program and our literacy in the laundromat program.
So we're going to get to those in a minute. Okay, but the vending machine.
Yeah.
Right. So before we get to the vending machine, so I know you said that you've got programs for all age people. What about an old man like me?
If you need some assistance, the Kern Literacy Council is here to help.
That's what I wanted to hear right there. All right. So the vending machines.
Yep.
So when I was growing up, vending machines were not as common as they are now, let's say, all right? And they usually didn't have as many things as they do now. Mm-hmm. So this is where students can get books, I take it?
Yes.
Okay, and where would they find these vending machines?
So we are rapidly expanding this program, actually. Right now, we have one vending machine that is currently active, and we're actually doing a ribbon cutting for a second machine next week, and we're in the works in hopefully getting a couple more. Right now, you can find a vending machine at Harvest Elementary School and Lavinia Middle School's shared library out in Delano. And then we will also be doing a ribbon cutting next week for a vending machine at the Department of Human Services.
And is that what we're looking at right now?
That one is the machine out in Delano, yes.
Okay. And how, I mean, what kind of cost goes into these? Because that's, I mean, you've got not like candy in there. I mean, you've got books, which cost a little more than candy.
They sure do.
And the machines themselves.
Yes. So it does cost a little bit of money, but we are really grateful that we have such a strong community here in Kern County. That is one thing that I take a lot of pride in this project, is that when you look at the sides of our machines, you'll see the corporate sponsors.
Okay.
So, for example, the one in Delano was sponsored by Era Energy. And so every time that a student goes and gets the book, they're seeing a business that is from Kern County and how it's supporting them and the students of Kern County back directly.
Okay. And how did you first become involved with the Kern Literacy Council?
Well, I went to school in Delano for a while, and what people may or may not realize is that our literacy rates in Kern County as a whole, and specifically in our more rural areas, are pretty low, actually. And there's a lot of people who sometimes have trouble reading. And having gone to school out there, and both of my parents being educators, that's where my heart was. And I wanted to find a solution to that. And maybe I was a little bit hungry too, so I started looking at vending machines and how we could collaborate with the books. And it turns out that they actually make them. So with the generosity of our community, I was able to get in contact with the Kern Literacy Council. They took a chance on me, and we were able to make something super incredible out of it.
Well, good. You know what? I'm glad that they took a chance on you. You want to take
Me
a chance
too.
with them also at the same time. How often do you have to refill?
Ooh, well, we have to refill them about 1 to 2 months.
Okay.
Every now and then. It's pretty popular, which excites me a lot. The kids love it so far.
Are there certain genres or specific titles that you know what, we can't wait 2 months. We need to get going on this a little sooner.
Well, I will say one of them was the Who is Taylor Swift book. I was very sad when that one was sold out, and it seems to be a hit now.
So that's like Who is Albert Einstein?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a book like that.
Yes. We were very intentional in all of the titles that we chose. When the students go there, they're going to find authors that they might be familiar with because they read a book by that author in their classroom. They might see books that are, childhood classics that they're familiar with. new books as well, and books that they can relate to and kind of see themselves in as well is super important.
So so you're a young adult, let's say, okay? How young can a student be to become part of what you're doing with your part of the council?
So right now, my committee is open to any high school student in Kern County, but we do have lots of programs that service children who are younger. For example, the Kern Literacy Council works with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which gives free books to kids in Kern County 0 to 5. You just have to sign up.
And they can do that through you?
They can do that through us at the Kern Literacy Council, yes. So we have lots of opportunities for everyone of all ages. That's one thing that I
Okay, so
really
the
like,
vending machine is one of your big things, and you were
yeah.
mentioning something else, some of your other programs that you have going on, and what were those again?
We have a program called Literacy in the Laundromat. That is also kind of one of the things that we take a lot of pride in. That one is more directed at making sure that we're getting books into our more rural communities as well. One big thing about literacy is we have to take an approach that is going to kind of bring the books to the people.
Instead of having to wait for them to come,
Exactly.
because they may not have access.
Exactly. And so what this does is we put these not vending machines, we put mini bookshelves stocked with books in laundromats.
And they're just there for people to use and take.
Yep. I grew up actually going to the laundromat with my dad, and I can tell you firsthand that it can be pretty boring to spend an hour there.
I'll tell you right now, growing up in New York, I remember the laundromats pretty well myself. And
yeah, and so now there's an opportunity for these students to actually go take a book and kind of dive into this world that they hadn't seen before, and kind of it encourages them to not just read, but it also helps them pass the time by.
All right. So I know that you've got those great programs going on. Is there anything that you're thinking of, or you know that is already in the plans on the horizon coming up?
I am always trying to think of new ideas. I know that we are going to be continuing our book vending machine, and we're going to be expanding that into more places in the future, as well as our literacy in the laundromat. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything immediate, but you can stay up to date with us if you visit thekernliteracycouncil.org, and we have a section for our youth committee that will stay up to date as well.
Perfect. If a school said, listen,
yeah,
we love the vending machine and it's awesome and our kids love it, fill half of it with the Who is Taylor Swift. Would you be cool with that, or do you need to be like, listen, we're going to mix this up a little?
I'd say we'd probably have to do 3/4.
Oh, okay. I mean, the key is get the kids reading.
Absolutely.
That is the key. Carter, we certainly do appreciate you taking out some time to come visit us today.
I appreciate it.
How are you with math?
I will stick to the books.
Okay, right. I sorry. Okay, but you know what? I'm sure you are stellar with that also. Hey, you know what? 636-4357 is that phone number. We'll be back with more right after this.